You are watching Trading Bell, brought to you by SBM Bank.
When you take advantage of opportunities today, you will confidently step into a smarter tomorrow. SBM Bank, for a smarter tomorrow.
And let me fast forward a bit. Looking at the place and time we are in right now, of course, the East African economies are still coming out of the ravages of the COVID pandemic. And what is in it for the investor, especially now that many of the savvy investors within the region are really keen on hearing what will the company be doing in the coming months, in the coming year? What's your strategic overview?
So, you're very right. 2020 and 2021 weren't great years. Okay, everybody says telcos made a lot of money in the pandemic and work from home. I'm not here to complain. Okay, our business definitely performed much better than some other businesses. Okay, we still managed to get like a 10% growth year on year for the last few years, but on top, you know, the elections, there was some shutdown, even the lockdown was very severe in Uganda. We're still having a curfew, 7 p.m. curfew. So we haven't fully recovered. We are anticipating Q1. I hope really Q2 at the very latest with the vaccination, the opening up of the schools, hopefully the lifting of the curfew, that, you know, within the next, let's say, 3 to 6 months, we should be back to normal. So despite having these challenges over the last 2 years, we're still having a very solid 10% growth year after year on the top line, and the bottom line has been growing 20% year after year. Okay, so now that's the past. Investor wants to know the future. They're buying today. Whatever dividends were paid, whatever profit was made in the past is gone. So the future. I mean, Uganda as an investment destination is an exciting place. Two main reasons for fast-moving consumer goods in particular. You have exciting demographics, very young population, growing every day. So we are onboarding more than 1 million new customers every year. And that trend is not going to change at all in the next 5-10 years. The children who are 15 today, they will be 20 in 5 years from now. Their needs in terms of connectivity, being part, you know, connect with each other, connect with the world, financial inclusion, those children will grow up and they will become, you know, addressable market, our customers. So the demographics are very much in favor of growth. On top of that, the economy. We're not even counting the oil yet, but we're already expecting 5-6% historical trend of the growth, of course with the dip of 2020, 21, but it will normalize and you'll jump up again. So the economic indicators are also very much in favor to invest in Uganda. And then particularly about MTN, we have 3 major drivers of growth ahead of us. Mobile internet, okay. Smartphone penetration in Uganda is only 30%. Here we are already at 50 or more. So we are only at the beginning of mobile internet uptake. Okay, we're promoting a lot on device financing, putting our own phones to get that percentage up. If you have no smartphone, you can generate mobile internet data revenues. Okay, so smartphone penetration is key to drive that growth. Of course, it requires investment. Building a data network, giving the 4G, you know, experience with the right speeds everywhere requires capex. So we still have to invest a lot. But by doing that investment, we'll definitely be able to tap into that growth opportunity of mobile internet. On top of that, with the pandemic, people have understood that there are certain needs in terms of data consumption that require fixed internet. You're 5 at home, 2 kids watching the Netflix, you are doing a Zoom, Madame is doing a Teams call. You can't do that anymore on a 4G router. You need fiber. So there is a massive opportunity now, and we are best placed because we have a very solid fiber footprint already in Kampala and the other cities across the country, where you can easily, at a very low additional cost, start connecting thousands and thousands of homes, residentials, to tap into the opportunity of fixed internet. And then thirdly, last but not least, mobile money. Okay, mobile money, we're here at the cradle, the source of mobile money, where it all started. The Silicon Valley of the mobile money exciting journey for the last 10, 12 years. Sure. We are just across the border. Okay, we don't have to reinvent how mobile money is going to look like in the future. The future is already here. Lipa na M-Pesa. Lipa na M-Pesa is everywhere. We in Uganda, we just started about 2 years ago with a similar product, Momo Pay, we call it, but it's all about mobile payments, mobile payments, mobile payments. The whole ecosystem here. You move around, you look left, right, center, you see the sign everywhere. There's no reason why in Uganda we would be able to develop a similar ecosystem. It's just neighboring countries. People cross the border all the time. People are trading. They know what mobile money can look like because they're already experiencing it and seeing it here. And then on top of developing that mobile money ecosystem that really would drive the payments, is venture into banking services. We don't have to shy away from this. We have almost 10 million customers now on mobile money. Yeah, we are bigger than all the banks together when it comes to number of customers. Yeah. Why wouldn't we also be able to offer more and more banking products and services? Saving products, lending products, overdraft projects. I mean, there are so many opportunities now that we believe new customers who join us on mobile money, they will never need a bank account anymore. The basic banking services will be and should be available through mobile money. So again, we already see a lot of things happening here, and there is no reason why in Uganda we will not be able to, catch up. We are probably like 2 years behind of what's happening here. Yeah. So we pretty much know how the future will look like because the future is already just across the border. We just have to catch up. And copy with pride, and maybe even make it better. Why not? Well, at least try, to further develop and innovate a lot of new products and services. Mobile money is a great opportunity. I mean, I don't need to come and explain to Kenyans what mobile money opportunity we have in Uganda. It's just implementing what already exists here.
All right. And I'd like to put you on the spot a bit. Let's talk about the numbers. You've touched on a very important aspect in terms of investments in very key areas for the business. Just walk us through, what does your capital outlay look like? And how is it structured, say, for the next 5 years?
Historically, we have always been spending at least 15% of our revenue back into network, because the large majority of our investment is network. Yeah. Okay. The guidance is that we will definitely continue with 13, 14, 15, around that area, the range in terms of capex investment. We need to build more data network. Okay. We can't tap into, telling you the great opportunity about mobile internet and the revenues are going to double, triple if we don't build a network. We further expand the network. So there's a lot of investment in building the mobile data network, 4G everywhere. There's a lot of investment also that will go into the fiber. Okay, putting fiber in the ground. And then we also have another license obligation that requires us to cover the entire Uganda, 90% land mass coverage, not just population coverage, land mass coverage. Yeah. We are today at about 70%. So we still have a gap to close. So that alone, we're looking at $1 trillion Uganda shilling of investment over the next 3 years. Okay, that's about, to put it in dollars, that's about $280 million, something like that, of investment in the network in the next 3 years, so that you can tap into the revenue growth. The investment of today is the revenue growth of tomorrow. The day a telco stops investing is the day it stops growing. Yeah. It takes money to make money. In our industry, when it comes to building network, that is your foundation and your guarantee almost as an investor that there's going to be growth, because you're investing for growth constantly. The day you stop is the day you'll start, stagnating, and you will no longer see growth. So we are embarked on a very ambitious investment plan. Basically, we are accelerating, because what we originally were planning to do was a 4-year plan. That $280 million was for a 4-year plan.
Yeah.
We are now compressing it into a 3-year plan, because we want to, accelerate the revenue growth, so we have to accelerate the investment plan.
Sure.
And then we will be able to deliver on that ambitious revenue, top line and bottom line growth.
All right. And as we wrap it up, of course, as the IPO, there's a lot of expectations around it. And one of the major concerns has also been on refunds. We've seen, case in point, Kenya, 13 years ago, the IPO floated by Safaricom. Many years down the line, they're still handling issues to do with refunds. And perhaps, what do you see in your crystal ball as you look at this?
I think the industry also evolved. You're talking about 12 or 13 years ago.
Yeah.
There's no pen and paper. What we're doing, everything is digital, everything is electronic. I wasn't there 13 years ago, so I can't really compare. But when I hear the receiving banks and our brokers talk, we were still very much in pen and paper. And there was, massive oversubscription. I think it was like 4 or 5 times oversubscribed. So they had a big challenge at hand. Being digital and like the whole onboarding process from your phone. Any refunds, for example, that we will have to do, people buying the shares using their phone, we will also refund them on their phone, free of charge.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not worried about handling the volumes that we are looking at and we're hoping for because of going digital. Going digital, so many problems that probably in the older days, pen and paper were a real challenge. I don't see it as a challenge at all.
Okay.
The way we have digitized everything, I think it should be very easy, including the possible refunds.
Okay. And of course, having a strong footprint in Uganda as you finish off, it would be interesting to hear from you. Are you also eyeing a few companies in Kenya? I know back in time when I was starting off my business journalism career, MTN was keenly looking to work very closely with Airtel. And there was, of course, conversations around that. And any indications of a potential suitor you're looking to tap into?
The MTN group has a presence in Uganda, in Kenya, sorry, of course, in Uganda, but also in Kenya. We have a presence here. Yeah. It's an ISP. So we have an MTN business unit. It's an ISP offering some fiber services to corporates and some transit. But MTN Uganda is in Uganda. It's our country we're working in. As MTN Uganda, we are not venturing, in other countries. That is the MTN group. If they want to enter Kenya, it will be, from out of South Africa. For us, we are in Uganda. We will stay in Uganda. We'll develop Uganda. The focus for us is the Uganda jurisdiction, the Uganda market. Any other plans, you'll have to ask my boss in South Africa.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us on the Trading Bell Show. And I'd like you to just close off with a parting shot to investors. What do you say to them?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. And I would really want to say that Uganda is a great destination for investment. MTN Uganda in particular is going to get continuous growth, mobile data, fixed data, mobile money. And if I can maybe, just make a small comparison, we're not the size of Safaricom, but we are a very similar business. At a smaller size, for sure, and we're probably 2-3 years behind in terms of the growth opportunity. So I think it's a no-brainer to see how our company is going to evolve, knowing, what the big brother on the other side have evolved into over the last few years. We are on similar kind of markets with similar kind of industry, so the growth paths should also be very similar.
All right. I know back in Uganda they say Kale Sebo.
Sebo.
All right. Thank you for having. Well, we've been speaking there to Vanhelleputte, the Chief Executive Officer for MTN Uganda. He's quite bullish that the IPO will perform well in these markets, and he's quite optimistic as well that the future is going to be great, especially for mobile money within the region. Well, that's all the time we had for you here on the Trading Bell Show. Remember to engage with us on our social media handles appearing at the bottom end of the screen. And until next time, keep safe and see you later. My name is Abi Agina. Until next time.
Trading Bell.